Yeah. Alright. Where are we at? I think... What have we got building with Tuvalcano?
Yes, I know. How can I do better?
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I can claim any of those, unfortunately. So Nettle is done, Rib 2, Solace, Unsolar, Basp. Cool. Orengall's Fang. I need one more little fragment for you. So, let's go get it. I really want this, amulet done. Alright, where's that going to take me? Glades of Andron. I'm going to go to the Nethans, I think. Excusez-moi. Hello, sir. Come on. Excellent. Okie dokie. Ooh. They're right. Okay. Alright. Nathan's it is. And hopefully that takes me down closer to a different area. Ooh. Hello, stag. Hey, bud. Alright, does the webbit roots do anything? No. Nuts. Uh-oh. Come on, buddy. Oh god, you're dangerous. Excuse me. Alright, let's see if we can get this done right. Oh, so it does stagger him. Okay, that's good. Yo, that's pretty strong. Cool. Please don't hurt me. I'm just a poor boy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Just let me hit you. Just a little bit. Come on. Okay. Okay. Alright, bud. Come on. Get stacked. Okay, good. That was cheeky. Oh, okay, good. Alright, blessed by Iridis. Look, I'm not going to shake my fist at that. And Regalia of Garenrude. Okay. Oh man, look at a 3-star. Dope. Alright. Hello, sir. Okay. What have we got? What have you got me for me, Fen? Oh, there's only 3 parts. Okay. Helix. Hello. Thank you. I literally just went and got my my water bottle filled because I knew that you would be like, yo, hydrate. How are you? Oh god, the webcam's going crazy. Are we stable? There's the hydrated fluid, i.e. H2O. Oh, what? How do you mean? Like the redeem? I did just have a bit of a play around with it. Oh, nice. Okay, will do. Whoops. I'll check the Discord in un momento. Where are we? Discord. Let's go. I'll have a look. I will not make it on public display. I won't read it out loud. But how are you, Soulframe Mum? See, look. We've got soul gates. Why don't we have these as fast travel in the game? Aligning with some stuffs we had chatted about. Ooh, okay, lovely. All right, let me just have a quick scan. Oh my god, that's amazeballs. The mask, very cool. Okay. That's amazing. Yes. I would absolutely love to. That would be incredible. I just read the message on Discord. That's amazing. Yeah, I would be very open to that. Alright. Where's our little... And I think that's amazing that, you know... Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. I appreciate doing that. That's incredible. I'd love to bring whatever I can to the table. I love this game, so I definitely feel that, yeah, there's elements that I can bring. I'm more than happy to be additional of service, as you will. That's, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you for reaching out and, yeah, creating this happen. See? You're Soulframe Mum. You care about everyone who plays Soulframe. And I certainly feel the love. So, yes, my answer is yes. And yeah, I'm definitely willing to put the energy in. Oh, gosh. Where did you come from? Wait a minute. If that's a baby willow frond, willow wing, I feel that there's an adult one somewhere, which I need to steal from. Oh, bunny. Ha. I need the gold. Alright, 455. Oh, man. Okay. Hang on, let me concentrate. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. 5 stars. It's literally a 5-star gold rating. We love that. Okay, so the Sinecure can take care of the slug. I need to go find these little willow wings. Where did that little dude come from? Maybe they're hiding in the shadows. Maybe. Maybe. They were. There it is. That's the adult one. Excuse me, I need to go pilfer something from the willow wing. So I can't have you interrupting. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am working on a secondary set of the Odiak, and I'm hoping to be able to get a surprise built up with the Odiak. I'm really focusing in on a Babel, blessed by Mora. And what I want to do is turn my secondary Odiak into a courage-based voltaic weapon. And I think that would work very nicely with quite a lot of different packs within the game. Mostly Bromius, but I feel it will work extremely well with pretty much every pack in the game. Look at that. That rump thump is amazing. I put my thinking cap on last night, Helix, and I'm very excited to create this build for this Odiak set. I will take your soul. I love it. I have to say too, since I played yesterday, there seems to be quite a lot of really good adjustments within the game, as in like graphically, like it feels a lot better. I'm not sure if you've noticed yourself, but I certainly have. It's very smooth. No pun intended. Ooh, pumpkin. Okay, so I'm going to try to be cheeky and go through these Neathans and see if they pull me out down near Fort Carlisle. And then I'm going to see if I can jump into the Glades of Anduin again and see if I can get the last fragment for Orengall's Fang. I love this this rune. It's amazing. See, look at that. We could activate a soul gate right here. And we could be like, boop, all the way down here. If we could offer something to the gate to be able to fast travel. I really hope that that can happen eventually. Ah, there's more creeps in here. What are you all doing in here? Hmm? Rump thumb. Okay. Well, that took care of those guys. I think this is a ladder up. It is. Okay. Or maybe because this is an entrance to the Blades of Anduin, maybe I'll get a fragment of the Orengall's Fang. And then, essentially, most of the content has been covered, but I'll continue making builds, etc. This week, I would say. Hello. The only thing that I have noticed is that these webbit roots, when they're holding an enemy, they do get yeeted out of them. Just quite amusing. I'm going to do it again. And they only do 1 damage tick per hit at the moment. No? Okay. She's fine. I'll see if I can do it again. Generally, these will scale along the terrain to a certain degree. They don't necessarily cover going upstairs, but they do cover going down. See, there we go. We got it again. The gravitational kind of throwback from these webbit roots are pretty funny to watch. Yeah, they kind of throw enemies up in the air, which is kind of funny. Wolf, how are you going? Welcome in. How goes the Soulframe? I'm just doing a little bit of webbit root testing and also creating, hopefully, a Feybolt blessed by Mora farm to be able to put onto the secondary pair of Odiak gauntlets I'm leveling up at the moment. So they can be a courage-based weapon, which is very exciting. Because I think they will pair very well, not just with the voltaic damage type, but the courage attunement with most of the packs in the game at present. Yeah, see, even the Envoy thinks it's a great idea. They just did a fist bump. Oh, you finished Orengall's quest? Excellent. And you got the world trees too. Did you end up... You would have obtained the... Oh, hello, Stein. You probably would have obtained the polearm to Kulak, if I'm not mistaken. By doing that with all the world trees. Oof. Look at that. We do love Bromius. But we don't like you re-healing yourself, Stein. So, we'll just webbit root you again. And Bromius romp stop you. That's right. We have a victory stance. And thank you, Flappy Bird. I'll see you later. So, level 17 with Odiak at the moment. I did get a Blessed by Iridis, but that's a varied style one. Which is the melee weapons, which is good. So at least I can stockpile them. And this is a high level dungeon, so I'm really hoping that it drops the Orengall's Fang. You didn't get a new weapon when I got all the trees? I'm not exactly 100% where the Decalic polearm comes from then. It was in previous preludes that when you got all the world trees, you would get the Decalic fragments to be able to make the polearm. So I'm not too sure how the drop tables have been diversified with weapons now. Oh, you did get it. Okay, so that is still by obtaining all the world trees. That's good. I hope it stays that way. It is a polearm if you enjoy them. It's a relatively strong weapon. It's pretty good. It's very good with the, I think, courage virtue. Oh, look at that. There's the exit. And we'll get the Orengall Fang. Damn it. Quicksilver polished. Okay. We'll take that. I'm not going to say no to that. Not that I would. Not that I can. Alright. Let's have a look. Quicksilver polished. Sprout folk frond. I will run through the rest of the glade though, because I do want to see where and if I get the last fragment of Orengall Fang. Which will be great if I do. Both Blitzel and Juniper are very good. Blitzel is a courage-based attunement weapon. So I would say what we discussed with the Siren Pact previously with boosting courage rather than grace, it's up to you how you want to... Like, you'll have to build both of the weapons regardless, and they're both really, really good. What I ended up doing with my Juniper bow was making it a courage-based. Until I've got the Quicksilver blessed by Iridus joinery. So I can make it a spirit bow, and it also gets the headshot multiplier and the charge rate for it as well. You like using courage sidearms, so I rock Blitzel. Hell yeah. Wear a chipper. Wear a chipper. Chippera? Is that how I say your name? Hello, I haven't seen your name before, so welcome. Are you also enjoying Soulframe? It's amazing. Courage is pretty much the, I guess, overarching used virtue. It'll be interesting to see how range from the grace virtue is going to be, I guess, tuned into the damage type output. It would be really good with the Siren, essentially, and the Juniper bow, because it initially is a grace-based attunement weapon, where Blitzel is based on courage. Excellent. I like hearing that. That's very good. Were you watching the Envoy Owl this morning with Sarah and Rosa, I believe her name was? Alright, these guys are just lying down to have a little nap. They honestly don't like voltaic damage that much. But if you have access to the Rook polearm, it's very effective against these guys because they're armored. And the Rook is the only weapon in the game at the moment that has blunt damage. Okay. Soulframe's great? Hell yeah. Me too, Helix. Me too. Alright. One more rump thump, and that should knock these guys out. Awesome. Alright. Excellent. Rank 18. Now, I'm probably not going to jump into the leveling glade, because I've done that a few times this week already. So, I'm happy to level as I adventure around. But I did level the Rook polearm, and it's very effective against the these mockery creeps. I don't want your struggle hug. Get out of here. No. You don't get to hug me again. But if you give me a Tassad fragment, that would be great. Not that I need it. Excellent. Those are the enemies I keep running into. I just run. They kill me way too quick. If you do have... Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, you're still part of Silent Rose faction, I believe. You should get access to the Rook polearm. It looks like it's got like a giant chess piece or castle on the top. It's pretty good. I can probably pull it out if you want. So I'll switch to that and I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, you're part of Rose. You should be able to get the fragments for it. So I would say rank all the way up. Max out your rank by doing your Sparrowtails, like the tier 3. And then you should be able to get fragments for the Rook, which is a spirit-based. Yeah, it's spirit-based now. I thought it was Grace for some reason. Which it can be changed to, or you can attune it to Courage if you want. But as you can see, like the attack damage of it is like 130, which is pretty high. Decalic is still pretty good. It's a Courage attunement. Its attack damage is really quite viable. But I'll take the... I feel like... that's why. How was my setup on this? Alright, so I got 15 magic armor. I got the Smite Stagger. 14 meters around the enemies. And I've got attack speed, 2 of the purple. So we'll take this for a spin. You've got 650 points, 1350 more to get it. To rank 5, you mean? You're talking about your Silent Rose faction, I'm going to assume. I think the points for the factions are pretty good. See, this does like half health damage to these mockeries too. It's pretty good. You just hit them like, or just boop them a few times and they go down. They really don't like blunt damage. And this is the only weapon in the game that has blunt damage at the moment. Oh, you need 2,000 standing to get it. Like, the fragment. Because I'm pretty sure it's 2,000 fragments each. And I believe you need about 3 to 4 to make the Rook polearm. Yeah, okay. I would max rank. Get you standing up to the cap. But I would honestly purchase maybe 2 of the shimmering shards. Just for future. And then go and buy up all those fragments that you need for the Rook. And then create it. It's a really effective weapon. And I slept on it for quite a while. But I'm glad that I started using it against the mockeries, and all of a sudden it was literally like a mockery slayer, which is pretty cool. Because they are very resistant to most of the damage type in game. Arcanic, they don't really like. Voltaic is even better. And then you've got sharp damage, which is predominantly most of the weapons in the game at present. So, Burton, that's where it brings us out. Perfect. Bear with me. I'm just going to play with a filter on them. Microphone, it's kind of annoying me. Alright, let's just do that. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. This is how I test my... This is how I test everything. By meowing. Alright. We'll see how that works. I hope that's a bit easier on your guys' ears, because I could certainly hear the feedback a bit. 3,000, yeah, for the Sacred Shimmer, yeah, that's correct. They are worth picking up. If you haven't gone into the other factions, it's worth picking up 2 of them, because then you can access the Kith of Kings, which is someone's in chat favorite betrayer. But also you get access to Alka's children as well. So being part of the Silent Rose is definitely a really good faction to be part of. I think also for the in-game RNG drop chances, Silent Rose seems to have the most effective RNG drop chance, especially for blessed joineries. So that's been my experience so far. That may actually be rebalanced, who knows. Oh no, there's ghosts. That's okay, they're only a level 1. What mask are you gonna give me today? Ooh, Papa Peepo. The little Zoot mask, though, is the highest amount of armor that you get from all of the event masks as well. What have we got over here? We've got a scarecrow. Excellent. And then, are you a rare little deer? Nope. Okay. I'm going to head down to this Andoran Glade and see if we can go get the Orengall Fragment that I need to make her amulet. But before I do, I'm going to switch back to the Odiak. Only reason being is because I want to make this one different to this one. Alright, and then I did have a look at the stats on these masks. So this one has 6 stability defense and 2 physical. I like the look of this mask. However, its physical is only 3 points. So you actually get a much higher armor rating with the little Zook mask. So I probably could change the look of this one to the Papa Peepo, because I quite like this one. But I don't mind having this mask. Indeed, yeah. That is my home city. I'm very excited to go to Tenno VIP next year. So that's the goal. So as far as like Christmas presents, etc. is concerned, if my family asks, I'm just going to say, yo, my objective is to get to Tenno VIP in January. So very excited for that. Yeah. And I believe the Soulframe Founders Pack is going to be announced soon. I don't think that we've got a specific date for it, but I certainly will be putting myself forward for it. I didn't get the opportunity with Warframe, so Soulframe it is. And I'm really glad that they're putting that out there. So, I mean, I've had a really good experience with Soulframe so far, so. That is a little scarecrow, and that's what we need. Any fragmento? Nope. Okay. I'll be buying top tier Founders Pack for Soulframe. Hell yeah. You got the camera working? Yeah, I had to readjust it. It's just been, it's literally like a $30 camera. So it has its moments of not working. Hello, Waitin? I'm going to assume. W8N. Waitin. They did mention today they have info coming on Founders Pack on the 14th. Yeah, I had a feeling they mentioned it. I wasn't sure of the date, so thank you. That's dope. How does the stitching work? Tante Mu. Basically, you can wear whatever piece of equipment that you want. So say, for example, I really like the stats on... Let's have a look. Mockery Ilk. And I like the look of this. I'm pretty sure. I actually haven't really tested all that much. But say, for example, I really like this helm, but I like the look of Little Zoot Mask. I could basically come over to Verminia and say, hey, I like the look. I like the stats of this helm. So instead of making it look like this, I can be like, yo, I want to make it look like that. And then I can just stitch it. So I can actually do that. So there we go. Now that particular mask looks like that. But I can also take that away. So I can make it look its base helm, or I can bestitch either this one, which is the Mendicant King's helm, or this one. But I retain all of the stats of the armor defenses that that particular helm gives, which is this one here. Announcement tomorrow? Wait, what? What announcement tomorrow? Is the 14th not like next week? Yeah, it's next Friday. I lived in a right outside of Sydney, Wollongong. Oh, no way. Yeah, I've been down there a few times. Wollongong's nice. In the LEs, been back a couple of times to visit my family. Oh, you do? Oh, so you don't live in Australia anymore? So you have to wear the one you want the stats from, and then choose the one it should look like? Yeah. That is correct, Tante. Yeah, you can basically bestitch anything that you want. Previous to this particular bestitching, I did do the bucket helm, and it didn't necessarily allow me to remove the look. So now that it's been fixed correctly, you can switch between whatever items you choose as well, which is great. So I'm just gonna switch back to Little Zoot mask. Although wearing this helm, I will have a higher base amount of like armor statistics for it as well. Yeah, no worries. Initially, that's how it was supposed to work with the stitching, but I used about pretty much all of my my moonlight thread, unfortunately. So yeah, with the armor stats, just make sure that you're wearing the armor that's going to give you the most amount of physical magic and stability. Orengall's Cuirass, and also the Mockery Binds from Little Impity, the Thrice-Bound Impity, I'm not really sure on how to pronounce his name. These are two of the highest stats for armor in the game. For the chest pieces, the Arborez Porcher is very close behind. It just has no magic reduction, which is unfortunate. Cicade's Gut Guard is pretty good. Regent's Shell is quite low, where these guys have a much stronger spread of stats between these two. The Regalia of Garen Rude is still very good. Regent Shell is still good too. So the lowest ones that you'll find are probably the Forgetfire Leathers and the Tempest Leathers. These are two of like the starting like robes that you can get. Mendicant King is still really good. So the best three that you can go for, armor-wise, or four, are the Mockery Binds, Orengall's Cuirass, the Mendicant King suit, and the Arborez Poncho, which I personally love, because you look like an Eskimo. And I did do a Muffin Man run the other day. And yeah, I love the whole entire look of the Arborez set, personally, because you are super chunky, and it really suits. So I might actually chuck that on. But it does drop my stats down to about 91 armor in total, but it's still a very good suit of armor. So Sorobsi, drop. Drop, what do you mean? Linky, hello. How are you going? I may actually just switch up the helm though. There we go. We'll go full Arborez set for today with the Bromius Pact. If you guys do have questions about any of the packs, weapon synergies, etc., I am open to answering, and I am open to dialogue. The game beta key, it's not beta, it's not even an alpha, it's a preludes, meaning that it's not even like completely open yet. Soravsi. So to get a game key, you do have to watch the Play Soulframe Twitch channel to be able to obtain a key. I'm very good, Linky. Very good today. I've had a very productive day, which is great. Definitely ruffled a few feathers, but in a very positive sense. I've just had back-to-back phone calls, etc., with clients, etc., a whole bunch of stuff going on. So it's been good. It's just been keep your head down, do your thing, get that stuff done, and yeah, it's been a very productive day, so I'm quite pleased with the results of the day. Awesome, Sorozzi, yeah. I do have, if you're open to it, there is the link tree in chat. If you go through there, it does take you over to, like, check the YouTube channel that I've got linked up there. I do have links on the YouTube on signing yourself up, locating the Soulframe Discord that you're able to access, even if you don't have access to the game just yet. But it's direct information from DE and Soulframe saying, hey, this is how and what you've got to do to get a code, essentially. So I'm referring people to the Discord because that's a good area to go get the alert information from the Discord to be able to watch the Envoy Hour and the dev streams when they're on, and you can obtain a key for Soulframe as well. I believe it's by watching 30 minutes. So I decided to put that up last night. So I think that will help people quite a bit. I think what I'm actually going to do too is replicate that into a chat message for you guys. So you can just basically press on it and do everything you need to get your account signed up and linked, etc. Through soulframe.com and connect your Twitch account. So you're ready for the next Envoy Hour. Man, Sproutbook seeds. I've gotten a ton of those. Preludes pre-alpha. Keyludes get sent out tomorrow. Eh, I did not know that. I haven't actually checked to see if I've got any extra codes. I'm kind of hoping that I do get one eventually, to be honest. Also, lottery every Wednesday, North American time. Prayage, indeed. Being AEST time, I'm always behind on most things when it comes out. I've either got to be up really late at nighttime or extreme... Is that guy just sitting? Oh, no, he's dead. Okay, right. I literally thought that he was just hanging out sitting. I'm like, hello. I saw a trailer of the game, was pretty lost on how to get it. Okay, that makes sense, Rossi. I wouldn't worry too much. You are able to get a code to download the client and the game. It is on PC and Steam Deck, but not on console, so do keep that in mind. Not to say that it won't be in future preludes or even potentially alpha whenever that happens, but for now it is predominantly on PC only and Steam Deck. Thank you for your soul. I appreciate you. Oh, look at that smite. I could have stolen your soul again too. Oh well. He's just chilling. Yeah, he was chilling. It's good to have a productive day. I'm hoping to have one as well. Absolutely. I'm sure you will. Have you had your morning coffee yet, Linky? And also, I watched a video from yesterday. I accidentally did not call you Linky. I didn't mean to. I called you Loki. Because we were in Warframe. It's when I did the short video, when I put up Bob the Scout. I hope you guys enjoyed that too. Sorosvi, appreciate the help. You are very welcome. That's why I do what I do. It def runs well on Steam Deck. See, there you go. Hear it first from Helix Rook. Also, thank you for adding that information, because I'm about to do something that you don't like me doing. Where are we? I'm allowed to do this. This is my stream. Sarah loves archery. Hello, welcome. I hope you guys recognize Sarah's name as well. She's amazing. Now, Sarah, you and I haven't spoken before, but I absolutely love your content on YouTube. So first things first, I'm going to do a shout out for you because you are incredible. So I'm really glad that I get to say that on a personal note from me to you. I'm not really sure what's going on with my bot, but it's definitely spamming chat, so my pardon. But yeah, your content is incredible. I love it. And I also love Soulframe. So welcome. It's really nice to see your name in chat too. Were you watching the Envoy Hour as well? Yeah, man, that's crazy. Nakamat, hello, thank you. Very cool. You do this to me when I can do nothing? Helix, that's not true. I love you, and you're an amazing Soulframe player, and Warframe player as well, so you deserve the love, and to me, you've always been extremely lovely, so you definitely deserve the shout out, so, but I love your humility, but that's not quite my forte. I'm allowed to shout out. I'm a campaigner. Let's put it that way. I definitely campaign visions that I believe in. So yours is definitely one of them. Sarah, hello, thank you. Got to confess, I've been lurking for a bit and I'm really enjoying your stream. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's lovely to virtually meet you too. I'd actually, on a honest note, I was thinking about doing streaming, I'm not lying, like for 3 years. And as soon as I saw Soulframe, I thought, yeah, this is it. I do play Warframe. I don't stream it as much, but I do swing between both. But Soulframe is definitely a game that I really love. So, Necromane, that's extremely lovely. Thank you. Yeah, so it's been a pretty cool ride. Like 6 months of, you know, putting up shorts and everything that I do. But I personally love doing streaming and just sharing the information that I've learned. So that's my objective, is to just share as much knowledge as I possibly can. And hopefully if I've got the right information, I think I hit the bill most of the time. So yeah, it's an incredible work of art, Soulframe. So I'm very, very glad that I get to share the experience with other people who enjoy it as much as what we all do. So it's really, really good. There we go. Another Brumpthumb. I love this armor too. It's my favorite. Chunky Eskimo. Linky? No, I still need coffee. I didn't even realize he called me Loki. I did, because I caught it on stream and it was locked into the short video that I put up on YouTube. And I was like, oh man, I accidentally called you Loki. But it's only because we were playing Warframe at the time. I was the exact same with YouTube. Never made a video before, Soulframe, and the game inspired me. Yeah, Sarah, I agree. Like, you know, it's a beautiful game, man. Like, it's just gone from strength to strength. I entered Preludes 8, and I'm really glad to see how much the game has grown, and also the community of players as well. The interest that people have. I really think this is a very unique game, and its elements as well, and it's done extremely well. Obviously, you know, being part of the repertoire of DE as well, being creators of the Warframe, and then synergizing both Soulframe and Warframe as well is really, really cool. So I feel very privileged to be part of it. So yeah, it's pretty dope. One more question. Did they remove the cloud quells, or is it a bug? Tante, the cloud quells are still available in the game, but they've been shifted to Verminia. So if you come over here, you see Brew Hues. Blah, that's a tongue twister. If you click on this one, you can actually create a cloud quell. With the Willow Wings, I actually do want to do a little video on this. I think I've had a few people ask about where to get them. When you see those plants in the ground and you see the big leaves going up and down, you've got to crouch down and find the biggest plant of the Willow Wings and steal Willow Wings from them. And then creep away, and then you can kill them. But if you alert them to your presence, you don't get the opportunity to get the Willow Wings, unfortunately. So that is something I will actually probably clip that, and I'll put that up so you guys can have a look on the YouTube. But no, it's not a bug. It's just the cloud quell has been changed. I don't believe that we get the 24-hour free potion anymore. I think that was just kind of like a placeholder for the creation of the cloud quell potions now. So glad you did, Sarah. You and Smooth both have helped me on my journey through Soulframe. You're very welcome, Necrobane. Honestly, like I say, I'm really glad if the information that I have helps. Same with Sarah as well, and Helix. You know, I think we all have our own elements of how we operate and what we want to share, and I think we both or all have a similar vision of sharing the love of Soulframe. That's my perspective on that. So, yeah, great community, man. All right, we got the Armored Mockery. Bear with me. I'm just gonna rump dump these, and we should be good to go. I'll have your soul, yum yum, and 2, yum yum. The Mockeries do have an opportunity to chance drop some of the fragments from the Desaad, the Stolten, and I can never remember the last one. Desaad is really nice. Being a spirit attunement weapon is great. Narash is very good. It's very quick. The Stolten is interesting. I am a little bit perplexed with the Grace attunement to it, but because we do have the joineries in-game, we can actually switch those with the Verite Blessed joineries, so it depends on where you want to shift it to. The Spirit is quite good, but the Courage is really nice too, so I started the game Preludes 8, and I chose the Oshelda, or Oshelda? I'm trying to learn the way to say it correctly. It's my favorite pact, especially because of the Elder Bloom healing as well. So, sadly got to craft those now. Helix, you've got to make the Cloud Quell. Indeed. They're not too bad, but I think finding the Willow Wings and having them surprise you instead of you surprising them is a bit of the challenge. It would be nice to see the distribution of the Willow Wings be increased, but I think everything at the moment is being, fleshed out bit by bit, and that's to be expected. As far as they go, they're not too bad to find, so I'll just take these guys out, and then I'll play with you guys in chat in a Momo. I do enjoy these Mockeries. They're super creepy, but I don't enjoy their surprise struggle hug. They actually scared the crap out of me the first time I ever met one. I was like, what is going on? No, please keep making content. Yes, Sarah. Please keep on making content. I miss my freebies. Rip Cloud Quell. Look, Helix, I'm not going to disagree. I did like the free Cloud Quell, personally. But yeah, I think now that we have to craft them, we pretty much just have to keep farming, which I'm sure that we're mostly all used to, especially if you've got Warframe background. Yep, you're going to be a creep. I knew it. Thank you. You should. It would make a good short. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah. I'll finish up this dungeon, and I will go find the Willow Wings. I really, really like those little guys. I would personally, I'm just going to throw it out there, I would actually love to be able to charm the main Willow Wing, or even like one of the baby ones, actually, for like a pet. I do believe that there has been like kind of like pet talk. I mean, we've got the little, I don't really want to give away too much story-based, just for anyone who hasn't really played Soulframe or is looking to. I really want to keep things as spoiler-free as possible, as much as I possibly can. Is this creep gonna wake up? Nope. I know that this one will. Nope. I lied. I know that that one will. Sure. Ascension? Indeed, Necrobane. Actually, you know what? We haven't done a proper Ascension yet, this run-through, so I probably will pull out the bow, and I'll take Siren for a run. I really enjoy playing Siren, to be honest. The decoy trick of the light build is really fun. Excuse me, sir. I'll switch up the build. I don't think that we, yeah, we got the Sproutfolk Seed Talisman. Hopefully we get the Orengall's Fragment. Alright, everyone, cross your fingers and your toes. Orengall's Fragment. Nuts. Okay. That's a shame. You got a lurk and need copy, Linky? No probs. Go get that caffeination, my friend. I may actually go and do an afternoon coffee myself. destroying the heads around the map. Are they for anything? Wolf? What do you mean destroying the heads? Ah, do you mean like the ghosts? They're just essentially protectors of the, Ooh, Orengall Fragments. Please. No? We got the dire skull, though. I'm not gonna cry about that. Okay. Let's go underneath here, and we'll switch the build up so I can do some ascension and showcasing of the bow. Bows are incredible, even more so now with the implementation of the runes. Alka's breath is insane. The wings are a pain. Can you only get one for every group? Waiting? How do you mean? The wings are a pain? For the willow wings, yeah. If you creep up to the main plant, you will essentially be able to pilfer the willow wings from them. Oh, the Monas. I do believe that they give a bit of experience, but as far as this Prelude's update, I haven't been seeing like the floating text of the experience points, so I'm not exactly sure if they still give you experience. I'm pretty sure they do, though. It's about like 1,000 from memory, Tante. I'm just going to switch up Siren. So I know I'm doing something that looks a bit odd, but my reasoning behind it is this. If you have very low spirit and a base grace of 10 and as much courage as you possibly can, what that'll do for Siren, especially for this particular ability, is lower the duration of the decoy. And then if you throw this one out, I'll show you how it works. But essentially it's a build built around the decoy, Trick of the Light, and then essentially running with a courage-based weapon. Blitzel does have a slightly, I think, higher attack because it's a courage-based bow. But I have been lucky enough to get the Quicksilver Blessed by Mora, which is attuned. It's the green joinery. It gives me headshot multiplier, but also charge rate. So both of these do, which is great. So I could take Juniper instead of Blitzel, but I've maxed out these two totems for additional smite chance, which is insane. 15 magic armor, so I can wear like my Robin Hood Men in Tights outfit, because it's all about fashion. And Arrow Hail. It does slow enemies, like almost to a freeze. And I do have this particular rune completely maxed. From memory, this takes about roughly 32,000 harmony to make that max rank. I do have, and have no idea how, that I've got 4 extra copies of the Alka's Breath rune, which I'm happy for. I did put a different build into these 2 flyblades as well. So Precles is really good. If you look at the smite, 2 and 25, as opposed to the 7 and 100 for Skilter, Skilter does do more damage, but with the build that I've got 1 and 2 additional smite chance, which is additional to the 2 in 25 for the base output of smite chance for the weapon. I do put the cleaver in for extra damage to nearby enemies. I do have a max rune on the Arcstorm, so I want to be as transparent as possible. And I boost the armor rating of my Envoy by having these 2 totems in there as well. The Amberling gives you 15 magic armor, and that is very good. And then you've got 11 physical armor as well. You will note, though, if you change your weapon, the armor rating changes as well. So it depends on the setup that you have of your totems on your weapons. Generally, I do choose to boost the magic armor because that inherently boosts my overall rating. I've only got a 64 rating, but I choose to run that because I really like the fashion that I'm running. So I'll take you for a run with a bow, and Sarah, I hope that you enjoy because I know that you love bows. And if you're open to it, I do have a query on the how the trajectory of the arrows in the game operate as well, and the aiming as well. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are on there. Why am I saving my extra runes? I mean, I don't need them, but I guess just I can keep them there. I don't really mind having them. It surprises me that I've actually got that many Alpha's Breath, to be honest. So, yeah, bow time. So, I have done a little bit of a comical kind of run with the Envoy. I have decided to make a Peter Pumpkin Eater outfit for fashion. I believe I did the Muffin Man. And I'm also thinking about redoing another run with the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. I really enjoy theme-based kind of fashion stuff. So I'll take you guys through like Fort Carlisle as well. It's a really good testing ground for a lot of weapons. It's part of the starting area. It's very good in a lot of senses. Hello. Alright. So this is the rune in action. It is a level 8 enemy, but it's extremely satisfying. And luckily, we get a Tantrum Lightning. That's my little nickname for any of those sacrificial ability lightnings that those sinecure enemies decide to invigorate themselves with before they take you out. Which, in early stages of being an Envoy... Oh, wow. We got a magical arrow in the air. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see if we can... Yeah, there we go. So the smite chance is insane with the bows. Like, incredible. You can build the bows in a lot of different ways, but I really enjoy the arrow hail for a very good reason, which I'll showcase up at the Fort Carlisle. It's extremely satisfactory. Full-blown shots. Headshot will make the enemies just completely disappear, which I have dubbed Ascension, and it's a beautiful graphical masterpiece in how that just makes the enemies disappear. It's fantastic. Having a non-affected rune bow with a full shot, not as glamorous, obviously, but yeah, it is. It's very satisfying when you can pull a full charge shot off. It's very, very good. I got one of the Willow Wings last night. Wolf, nice. Yeah. Ooh, rat, come here. And this is the best way to, I guess, find some of the rats around Midrath, is basically go into like all the townships and just use your soul side or soul wave, soul pulse, something. It has multiple different names, I think. Do be wary of the archers though, because they are deadly now. Like, they literally track you. It's crazy. They're very fun to go up against, especially in Fort Kernhold, which is not too far away from here. But I do want to showcase the decoy build as well. So, all right, let's collect some of you. Hello. Yep, we've got 2 archers. This will be sufficient. It is a lot of rolling though. I'm not gonna lie. Only reason being is because these guys will smack you hard, and you really don't want that. I think the effect of Siren is really good. But say for example, decoys, they pretty much can take out most enemies, probably just underneath. Yo, I like to live on the edge, clearly. Alright, come back here. And if I can pull a smite off, we'll be fine. I can show you the build for Siren after as well. There we go. We've got 2 soft smites, which is great. And that will actually pull energy or the soul back into you and heal you fully. And we've got a nice ascension. Hey, bud. There we go. It's very satisfying doing that. Alright. We'll see if we can do that one more time, just in the fort. Bows have a terrible smite chance without hail. That's very true, Sarah. Yeah, I have been noticing that. hence the reason why I put those 2 totems in there to increase the smite chance even more. And without a doubt, I've had a lot of success of getting pretty consistent smite chance for the rune activation, which is phenomenal. Gonna take out you, gonna take out you, and take out you. And I missed. Barely. Actually, no, I didn't. There we go. Alright, where are you? There we go. There's the Ascension, and hello. Goodbye. A fully knocked shot, though, can do up to, like, 1200, 13 damage. 1300. It's pretty satisfying. I will say, though, the tracking on some of the attacks are a little bit delayed. So I am noticing that just a little bit with the bows. But overall, like, they're phenomenal. So, and they're like level 20 enemies. So you can really dish out some damage as an envoy. It's pretty insane. Birdie's Bog is the best place for rats. That's true, yeah. Like, Birdie's Bog is very effective for rats. That's on the western coast, just here. This area in general is great. Toe of Ode, I believe. So there are some mockeries there. Not a huge amount. But I mean, what I might actually do instead of going to the Glade for Orengall's Fragment, I can run through another one. I recommend this one, personally, because this is one of the original Glades of Enderin. So it does generate the best amount of equipment that I've tested. But for now, I'm going to go see the Wazard, because I do want to show off the hail as well. And I also need to collect the pumpkins along the way. When they fix ducks, it will be better. Oh, true. To be honest, I don't love how much bows rely on hail for smite. Yeah, Sarah, I do agree on that. I don't really like the fact that it's really built around the hail. It's effective, but I don't necessarily want to be stuck using hail all the time. And it is really strong in the game at the moment, I admit that. But I would like to see, like, maybe something like a double shot with arrows. Somehow doing that. I'm just working off ideas that I've had rather than previous experience of, like, earlier iterations of the Preludes, because I have heard, I think runes were already in the game, but then they've switched certain things out and then reintroduced them back into the Preludes, which is really nice. I think one of the packs, I'm pretty sure from memory, I'm trying to think of which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's Tethrin. It mentions something about the empowerment of a totem in the passive. I'm pretty confident it's Tethrin. Maybe not. Which one were you? Or maybe it's actually Siren. No, that doesn't seem right. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. I know it's in one of the Elder packs, though. As in, maybe it's Garen Brood. Actually, it was Garen Brood. Yeah, sorry. Correction. Idle Power. Rally your herd, healing yourself and your party cultivates idle power. I'm assuming that's from, like, an earlier iteration of the Preludes. You have this bow attuned to Spirit, or did you go back to Courage with it? Necrobane? I believe I switched it back to Courage. Yeah. I can switch that again to make it a Spirit bow, but I'm kind of okay with it being Courage, to be honest. Because it does suit the build with Siren, which I did promise you guys that I would share. So this is the pack setup that I've got at present. I always choose Sympathy to regain life on any smite, and Voided to deal damage on smite. So when you pull that soul, you always get healing. And Akin. I always work with these three without fail. Pickpocket, I've completely boosted completely. So that one, I assume, boosts the steel loot RNG drop chances. Not exactly sure on how much. Shrouded, I only put 1 point in there. There's, in my eyes, Shrouded to me is more of like a a glamour effect, as in being like semi-invisible or something like that. But it basically just helps you see in the dark. Rooted, I do for defense against stagger, and then just with like the life tree element to it, which is the 3 stats up the top, I do put a point in for courage, grace, and spirit. And I will say this, I find it really interesting with the packs that this one is correct of it being a grace-based pact, having that as the first one, and then spirit, and then courage. But what I have noticed in the lifeline part of each pact, not all of them follow that way of whatever that particular pact is attuned to within its statistics of courage, spirit, and grace. This one boosts spirit, where I feel that this Hand of Mora, I know that that's been talked about, I think, a few times. It does boost its duration, where I feel Mora's Pride would be far more effective in this node. So you get more strength built into it, and then you can either go Grace for range, and then a bit more Spirit, if Iridis's Favor was up in this node alternatively, so switching these two. I'm not going to bang on too much about Hand of Mora, because I feel like it is being looked at. I will say this. Ignis Wrath, phenomenal. Love it. Ember, I feel like could go into the first slot, and then this one completely removed, and replace it with the very first ability on Ode Tempest, which is Sizemore. This one's a rolling ball of fire. I feel that this could be completely replaced with like just that bolt of lightning, and then the Ode Tempest would literally be a thunder pact. That's my feedback on that one. So, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one, because I know that I will bang on about it forever, and I really don't want to do that. If you guys want a screenshot of that build, you're welcome to. Absolutely. If you are building your pact to start with, I do recommend going into Everbound though. Max life health increase, just until you get a few more weapons and packs underneath your belt, so to speak. So you've got more statistics and virtue points to play with, so you get a higher overall health as well. So that's how I would go about it anyway. So Average Flanders, I absolutely love your name, and I very much appreciate the follow. I love that name. Can I be correct in assuming that it was a Simpsons love that made you choose that name? I love that. Tante Moon, we'll try again. Crouch and find the biggest one. You should be able to loot, pick up the other items on the ground. Necrobane, yeah, I'm sure you guys are talking about the Willy Wings. Nice. Yeah, I crouched next to one and did the Soul Steal action, but it didn't work. Tante, it's just literally walking up to the actual Willy Wing rather than the Soul Steal. The Soul Steal is relevant mostly to steal a soul like that. And then you can basically ascend all of your enemies out of Madrath, or you can just steal another soul, which is really nice at re-empowering the rune and resetting the timer, which is phenomenal. I can also give you guys the bow build if you guys choose to utilize it. You're welcome to. Very welcome. Alright, I better start using my abilities correctly. So they're at pretty much full health, and that's what the decoy does. If you do have access or have a friend who has the Ode Tempest Pact, and they put down the Astrosphere, I believe, the second ability, that enhances voltaic damage, but pretty much any damage in the game is enhanced by that pact. It's a insanely strong pact. But if you put a decoy, I've heard, I have never actually done it with anyone, but as far as I'm aware, if you use the second ability, Astrosphere, of the Ode Tempest, pop that down on the ground, and then let someone put the decoy down, apparently it does an insane amount of damage. So that's the reason why I built Siren the way that I have, just to increase its damage output, with the Courage Virtue as well. Ode Tempest got nerfed recently. Indeed. What are the changes to it? Still trying to figure out how it works now. Interesting. What I might do, I might even pull it out and see if I can use it. I still want to use a bow. So I'm going to bring the bow. And let's just play around with the birchies a bit. I have noticed the shift and change within the Oat Tempest as well. Lightning Strike, I've still kept that active. So I haven't really revamped this. I still put Sympathy on max because I want regain life on Smite. Voided, I'm not so worried about just because of, like, as you know, like, Oat Tempest has an absolute ton of damage. Akin, always, I max that out. Gravitate, the Sin Silk Thread, Fly Forth and Strike to deal additional voltaic damage is pretty dope. So what I want to do, I'm going to drop this down a bit to 20. I'll put that at least to 10. And then I'll just do 8 in Spirit. I probably could change Courage away though. So I'll switch up the Grace and then we'll redistribute some points. It's always good practice just for now to have a look. If you change any equipment that apply a +5 stat, jump out of your arsenal and come back in. And then you'll get a truer value of what actual bonus points are being applied where. Now, so that's range. That's duration. I think I'm going to boost that just a little bit for Spirit. But then I think that actually drops the bow down a bit in damage output. But that's okay. We can manage that for now. Adamas and Astro don't synergize the way they used to. Yeah, I've been noticing that. I was playing around with it in the Glade, in the Endless Glade with someone. What was their name? It wasn't Zindras. Lucelle. We were playing the other day. It's an interesting pact. I think you do have to have the 2 and the 3, the Atmosphere and the Astrosphere, both active at the same time. But I do enjoy the tethering of the pact. It's kind of like a Valkyr ripline, basically, which is pretty dope, and it really opens up a lot more movability with the Envoy, so I do enjoy it. I would say this, I'm pretty confident it's range-based as well, so it is valuable to have the Grace Virtue, probably a little bit higher than what I've got it. But because of the way that the Oat Tempest operates at the moment, yeah, I've been playing around with it too, Sarah, so I'm not really sure. I think the functionality of aiming as well is a little bit just slightly off. But I'm sure that will be fleshed out in time. But as far as the Arrow Hail slow goes, presently you can stack it and you can basically freeze an enemy in place, which is, it's cool, but it kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, being able to, I guess, create a more flavorful combat experience for someone, I think. Alright, Wazard, there you are. But very effective nonetheless. Like, I love the Flyblades as well. And the Earth Root. I would love to have the Wazard's outfit, but unfortunately we don't have that at the moment. I'm not sure, maybe P11? I haven't played it for a while. Took it out to get a clip for the Bromius vid and realized it was not working the same way. Yeah, I feel like it has changed. The Oat Tempest. It's still very effective. But yeah, I think you do have to have your second ability, that big giant glowy green dome, active, and then your Sin Silk will activate as well. As long as it's looking at an enemy, you can tether yourself to them and pull them, essentially pull yourself towards them, which is really nice. So I could probably even go do Nimrod too. I might as well. I'll just do a boss run. I think I have already done the Nell Knight and Etheldred, the Spider Mom. But I really enjoy doing the Discharge Nimrod. He's very fun, actually. So I might just do a test on these guys again. So if you throw your shield up and then just do the Astrosphere, yeah, you can tether yourself to people. It's pretty great. But yeah, I really feel that that particular first ability would work exceptionally well on the Hand of Mora, to be honest. And I think that would really just round the pact out really, really well. And the only thing to change on Ode Tempest, I think, would be perhaps that lightning bolt. You know, you can just target and aim, and you can just get a lightning bolt happening, and then you'd have a really effective Tempest batch, I think, as well. Not to say it's not working very well. I just feel having a fire-based ability on a Tempest lightning build pact is an interesting choice. I'll say that. Lovely. Ascension. Let's free these little animals out of here. The Rebound. What an interesting name for a totem. Alright. Alright. We'll go get that, and then we'll go play with Nimrod. I am curious to see what the bow damage does for him as well. It does not seem to do that anymore. Ah, okay. Before, when you had both Adamos and Astra active at the same time, it would reflect incoming damage as an AoE. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Statuses effects included. Yeah, I thought so. I think now it does reflect damage, but I feel like it's based on level of the enemy as well. That's what we kind of looked at when we were doing the Endless Glade against the Mockeries. The stronger the enemy, the more damage output they have, the more it gets reflected back at them. But yeah, it did seem to be reflecting incoming damage as an AoE, which it doesn't seem to do that anymore. It basically, I think, just does it per enemy that's hitting you. So it still redistributes the damage, but not as much as what it was. Certainly not that. So, I mean, we can have a look. What are these guys? Level 22? Yeah, so it still does pretty decent amount. Yeah, see, it's not doing it to that dude, though. That's the issue. And he's primed, basically. So that one's down. So we've got the shield up. Shield's down. Yeah, it certainly doesn't do what it was before. So, or maybe they've changed the amount of times that the damage reflects back at an enemy. So, Necrobane, this game works well on the Steam Deck, but talking chat on the deck does not work at all. Most of it will be able to type in one letter, unfortunately. Ah, shame. Oh, look, we got the Sinecure. Great. Alright, let's do a quick AoE and see how effective this is against Mr. Dimrod. I do enjoy this fight. He's pretty fun. I do like the aerial assault that he charges as well. So, what do we got? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Alright. Let's see if we can steal another soul. Hopefully. But yeah, I think with the smite output, it is a bit of a shame that it's predominantly built around the hail. But I feel like that will be adjusted over time, which is a good thing. So, bows are extremely strong though. Even just a full shot is really, really effective against him. So, we might get lucky and get the Everflamer in, but we'll see. I'll let him just do his thing. So, I wonder if the shield will protect me. Nope. Oh, it does reflect damage back at him. And you can get the grin from Dimrod as well. No Everflame. Unfortunate. It is one of the rarest rune to be able to get from any of the boss enemies as well. So, which is a shame. That's my theory anyway. Yeah. I think it's damage type, because the voltaic attack seems to get reflected, but physical attacks don't. I agree on that, yeah. So I think it is damage type, it seems. So I wonder, like, as an example, if the Mockeries have, say, like, blunt damage. That was something I was looking at before yesterday with the Rook polearm. It seems like that's the only weapon in the game that has blunt damage. Everything else tends to have sharp, voltaic, or arcanic, which are all really good, but I find voltaic is exceptional. I am looking at rebuilding this attunement for this particular set of Odiak over to Courage as well. But I do have to level this one up. Hidden cooldown. Have a good rest of your stream. It's 10 PM here. I have to be at 5. No worries, Wolf. Thank you for popping in. Always nice to see you as well. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have a good sleep too. 5 AM starts. I love them. Not a lot of people do, but I certainly do enjoy Rising with the Sun. Hidden cooldown, Necrobane. More like hidden cooldown on like the ability. Maybe? I'm not sure. It could be. For the Ode Tempest, I haven't really tested it all that thoroughly, to be honest. I think voltaic damage might get the AoE reflect, but not sure. Well, I guess we can play with that, to be honest. A Thaves is a really good area to test it out too, so I'm just going to collect these enemies and see how that operates with these abilities active. My shield will probably go down pretty quick though, so it does do damage output once we drop the AoE down. And that's a lot of damage. She's almost dead though. So her damage output, it seems to be reflected predominantly more just back to her than anyone else. So yeah, it's not really sharing the damage output to other enemies, unfortunately. Excuse me, madam. Oh wow, okay, so she's still full health. She certainly doesn't like voltaic damage though, which is great. I do enjoy the fact that we got the kick mechanic back though. Probably not the best testing for it, but it does look like when you drop your 2 and then activate your shield, it predominantly only reflects the damage back to the particular enemy that you're playing up against. But even then, like, it wasn't really that much damage, even to that Banneret, so I wish that was a blue soul, so I can put the shield down. I don't know if I'm getting the right cooldown back, though. Nuts. You give me a red soul. That's fine. That'll do. Alright, so what have we got? About quarter health left? Alright. Come on. So it still reflects it back, but not a huge amount. Alright. Those vidanya. I do like the effect of the Ode Tempest, though. Alright, we'll go do a 3-star. Let's play with this one. Only rune I haven't got yet. Oh, the, yeah, physical damage definitely doesn't. Okay. Let's try this out with a tier 3 Sparrowtail. Oh, sweet. We get the Bedagar Stag. Perfect. Squirrel. Wait. Where'd you go? Oh, man. Those little dudes are sneaky. It doesn't always reflect back to the attacker, though. I just had it transfer to someone who was attacking me. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely changed the way that it operates. Its damage reflection, that's for sure. It was insane when I first picked it up. As soon as you chuck the shield on, it would basically just give all of the damage back to everyone and anything around you. It was amazing. It's still a really good pact, but yeah, it's kind of figuring out what damage types get reflected. So as far as like what we can see, like physical damage doesn't really seem to be that effective, unfortunately. But we'll see how it goes against a stag, though. And we need more pumpkins. I'm not going to worry about the ghost, though. They can follow along later. I've got to call it a night. Have a great stream. Thanks, Sarah. Lovely to see you. Honestly, it was really lovely to have you in. So, yeah. Hopefully I'll see you in my draft soon, my friend. Alright. Little otter. Oh, beaver. Wait. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. The toiling. Wonderful. Alright. We're going up to Avocado? Yeah, we are. Cool. Whoa. Definitely rest well. Indeed, it is very good hunting as well, Bane. Very, very good. Alright, let's have a look at here. There's a squirrel. I can see it. I actually had to concentrate on that one. I know it's only a 3-star totem, but still. Alright, let's have a look. Avocat's gods. Where are you at, little bud? Cool. Alright, we can see you right here. Dope. Look, you can compliment my legs all you want, Mr. Avocat. Alright. I'm not going to play Regatta with you because I'm not very good at playing it. I'm going to be honest. He beats me quite a lot. It is a cool game though. But if it had a little bit more reward to it, apart from winning, I would be a lot more open to take him on. Okay, Bodyguard's Stag, and then we've got some Sinecure. I know what I'm going to do. Hey guys, come this way. I've got a big friend that you guys can meet. I love doing this. I should probably take that mage up though, but I'm going to choose not to for now. Alright, come on buddy, wake up. Alright, there was no sound effect for him arising out of the grave. Or corrupt energy. Alright, so there's that. And then we've got the shield. I'll take your soul though. And probably take all of yours too. Yeah, wow, okay. Damage output is exceptional within the AoE field. And I'll take your soul there too. Cool. Reapply it. And you guys are taken out. Okay. So. He's staggered. And he does an AoE thing. Alright, so that does boost his stagger bar. But the Voltaic definitely works pretty well against him. It just doesn't do a huge amount of damage ticks. It's literally doing 1 damage per hit, which is not ideal. That's not ideal. Alright, so we've got the shield up. That's the AoE. So we can prime you again. And that should break you down. Okay. Has anyone else come across this Bodyguard Stag only taking 1 damage per hit tick? That's crazy. So the punch through does a bit more. Alright, bud. Oof. Okay. Ah, you can interrupt the abilities. Okay. Good to know. I have a good feeling this island won't be the only one in this game. I agree, and I'm very excited to see when we get another island part, but also being able to visit the Sky Castle. I have a lot of dreams that we are going to be able to somehow get up there. Hopefully we become friends with a certain crusty old Dorito ship flying pilot. And we get the ability to be able to go up there. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, wow. So this damage is not ideal by any means. The shield's been up for quite a while, so that's good. So that's his stagger bar. I want to visit the Sky Castle? Yeah, me too, honestly. It looks really dope. Perhaps it's the damage type you're using against him? Well, it's Voltaic, that's the thing. So I've never really had a problem with the Voltaic output before. only on some bosses. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm curious as to why the voltaic isn't applying. It doesn't seem to be. Interesting. Okay, it does fill the stagger, which is fine. So that seems normal, but the actual damage output itself is just not applying what it should. We do get a bit more stagger with the fly blades, though. Ah, nuts. Maybe it will be a raid or something? How do you mean, like, a raid? I'm not really sure if that's something that would be... I mean, I guess never say never, but I would honestly say, like, with the amount of people who've been mentioning raids on and off for a few years, I'm not really sure if that's something that would be part of the plan. But I mean, I don't know the plan, so I can't really say it will either work or it will be activated or not activated. But I think people hope for that sort of stuff, but it's whether it's part of like the creative direction of the game though too. So kind of hard to say. Alright, maybe I should let this dude take me out. And not on a date. And then switch weapon, because he really doesn't seem to be... Yeah, his damage output to me has missed a couple of times too. Alright, so that does stop him in his tracks, so that's good. So I feel like the bell should be its weak point, but it doesn't seem to be taking all that much damage, so... I am fascinated by this though, because I've taken on the Vadagar Stag a few times with the Odiak Gauntlets, and I haven't had an issue with damage output like this before. So it's good that we're actually able to test it right now. So yeah, he's not doing any damage with his throwing his head around at me. There was no damage, but I've only got the shield up, so that's why. Stagger. Maybe I should bring out a melee damage weapon. Or maybe it's just got like extreme resistance to voltaic damage. I just had an idea. Okay. Maybe I can do this, and then maybe give it a little bit of a punchy and fisticuffs. No. That still does not great damage either. Okay. So even on the weak point, it still only takes 1 damage tick. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems different from yesterday of taking on a stag. Usually the Odiak Gauntlets do a lot more than what they're doing at the moment. Alright, bud. Come on. Hurt me. Knowing the dead is going to say that Sky Castle, it will be some epic cinematic fable. Indeed. Nico, the Keko. Hello. How are you? Sorry, just had to look for my water. I am hydrating, I promise. But welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. Are you also playing Soulframe? Meow meow. Honestly, I think you'll like this. I do a bit of sound testing pretty much just before stream. And some of the the lives that you catch, you'll probably hear me saying like, meow meow. It literally works as a sound test. It's great. Oh, you've been here before? Right. Oh, hello. Well, hello again. Did you watch the Envoy Hour this morning for Soulframe, or? It might have been a little while since I've seen you. But I do remember Catgirl, so... It's probably about 2 weeks ago. Oh, you just woke up. Oh, wow. Okay. What time is it there for you? What time zone? I'm slowly trying to figure out how to kill the stag with 1 damage per tick. It's great. Oh, 7 AM, right. So what's that now? So it's like 3 hours. If I count, I had 3 hours, roughly, and then just switch the AM PM. I generally will be able to figure out what time zone you're in. Not bad. 1:30 AM here. Necrobane. You know what I'm like with good sleep schedules. Although, it is your schedule, it's not mine. Alright. Come on, bud. I'm definitely fascinated by the damage output for this dude. Maybe we can just kick the stag to death. Mind you, that's not bad stagger from the kicks. That's crazy. Alright. Come on, bud. Oh, no. Okay. Nope, you don't get to do that. That's a bit rude. If I can just have your soul, I could probably see if I can activate the rune. I think that's how I've been doing more damage to him, to be honest. If I get a Soul Smite on him. Which is not as easy to do. Mostly because he's the boss. It's just because I work to do. If it wasn't for that, I'd be up at 9 PM every day. That's fair. Yeah, I generally get up around like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, which I love. Alright, let's go see if we can just break away, find another enemy, steal a soul, and then I'm going to see if I can activate the rune. I have a feeling that's how I've been taking this dude out, for the most part. Alright, Envoy, come on, run. Run away. I feel that. I rotate every week, no sleep schedule, just tired. And I'm LBO every day. Oh no. Honestly, good sleep is a huge thing. It's so good for overall everything. There are times where I will overstep my sleep schedule, but if I choose to do that, I know I'm not going to feel like amazing the next day. So generally it's boring, but it's very effective. I generally try to do like an 8 PM, 8:30. Let's see if we can steal 2 souls. Come on. Come on, guys. Actually, you know what? Nuts. How much health have you got? Rank 30. Come on. You're coming with me. There's a reason for it. I somehow managed to spite my crippling sleep problems. Got myself a sleep problem called Delayed Sleep Phase Syndrome. Oh, wow. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Sleep can be difficult to acquire. Alright, the plan of stealing a soul did work, but... Oh, I can just steal these dudes. Alright, let's go back and see if the Badagar can be completely erased. I bet you it's from the passive of the rune. Come on, guys. Can I have your soul? Please. Really? I'm gonna need the help. Alright, there we go. Alright, bud. Come on. Wake up. Alright, so there's that. There's that. Oh, man, he's re-established his entire health bar. Alright, so... Yeah, okay, they've gotten a lot more powerful. This used to chew through the Badagar really, really quickly. Or it could be this particular one. I don't know, but... Yeah, that's not pushing through its overguard anymore. Damn it. I thought I was so smart. I still do, but not in an arrogant way. It's just the rune active and then the passive lightning that would strike this better guard used to be like nailing this dude very quickly. So good to know that you've really got to punch out the damage to be able to be effective against him. Yeah, wow. Ben Carstar, hello, how are you? Are you also a fellow Soulframer? And thank you for the follow too. Gonna see if I can get combined sleep medications when I talk to my doctor. That sounds like a pragmatic approach. Come on, buddy. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna have to run away from this dude because I'm not gonna be able to beat it at all. I can relate. Afternoons this week. Next week, day shift after midnight. Oh, yo. Ah, Ben, you got the 3 kiddos too, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty tough, man. Like, when you've got such a hefty schedule and you've got kiddos to take care of, sleep can be, yes, very much a commodity. Soulframe's awesome. Been crypt crawling lately. Ben Caster, nice. What's your overall experience so far? Like, when did you get the access to Soulframe? As in, like, have you been part of it, like, from the very beginning? Or, ooh, I better be careful about this not switching over. Alright, I'm just going to switch up the pact again. So, Siren, bow. Yeah, I'll put Blitzel back on. 70 and 55, yeah, I'll keep Blitzel for now. I'm going to switch away from this pact, though. Alright, I'm going to take Bremius. And then... I think... I'm going to bring Narash. Actually, I lie. I'm going to bring the Royal Tines. Just so we can double out some damage. What have we got? Attack speed, attack speed. That's an additional smite chance. I'm going to keep that there. Where is your... See, that's stagger. So I'm going to put that on so we can increase his stagger bar. Alright, let's go Bremius on this dude. I really hope that we can take it out with these weapons. I have a feeling we'll be able to, though. So maybe he's more resistant to Voltaic and Arcanic. More so now than he is to melee. Or at least physical damage. I got it a few months ago. I've been loving it. Came from long-time Warframe gamer, which I still love and play. Yeah, man. Me too. I love Warframe. I've been playing it for like a decade. I got like 4,086 hours or something in it. Finally got into LR5, I think about a week and a half ago. Which was a pretty big, you know, thing to happen. But I think, as you probably know, MR or LR, it's mostly more of like a time invest than anything else. Great rewards. It is a milestone, so it is to be celebrated, I think. But the, yeah. Oh, there we go. Come on, I want your soul. Come here. Gimme. Alright, there we go. Alright, big boy. Can I stomp you? Yes, I can. Okay, so Romp Stomp is really effective against him. This is good to know. Physical damage. He does not like. Come on, bud. Yo, okay, good. Alright, so I probably had it round the wrong way. He probably doesn't like Voltaic damage, but now the passive doesn't completely push through his defenses now. So physical seems to be far more effective against this dude. Alright, Song of Regrowth. I love this pact, it's so good. Wait. No. Keep your stagger up. There we go. Love a good victory stance. Thanks, Van. And Flappy Bird. Dope. I think we got one... Ah, Garen's Crown of Grace. Oh no, we've got a double stag. Alright, bring it on. At least I know now. Okay, that didn't do much. That's hilarious. These double stags. I'm so glad that I switched away from the Odiac. I don't think I can handle another one-tick hit fight. That's crazy. I forget that that particular move, the web it roots, doesn't track the enemy either. Come on. Nope. Okay. Can I ride you? That'd be amazing. Yeah. Being a long-time Warframer and then switching up to Soulframe, it's such a different vibe and feel, but it certainly does have the elements where you know it's made by DE, especially like the music and the art team. Like, it's just incredible. Oh wow, it can knock you out of the first rump thump, but it's still activated. Interesting. Okay, let's break the game. That's what we're supposed to do. Alright, come on, buddy. Alright, so a thrown hit doesn't work very well against him. Rump thump definitely does a lot more effective damage against him, which is good to know. Alright, rump thump. There we go. Hopefully we don't get a third stag. I'm really hoping that we don't. Okay, there we go. No more stuff. No more stags. Oh no, I can still hear the grumble. Are we good? No more replica stags. I don't believe that's supposed to happen. I'm pretty confident that's a bug. I love the slower pace than Warframe. A good variation. Ben Carter. Yeah, I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. I still love jumping in to do a huge parkour run. You know, throw on like Volt, any sort of like speedy frame, Gauss. It's, yeah, Warframe's definitely got its appeals. Like, it's a massive game. It's been around for such a long time. But it is really good to see the variable differences between the two games. I love the slower pace. I mean, I come from a background of playing like Skyrim, like Baldur's Gate, D&D kind of style games, RPGs. I love the story-driven content, to be honest, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes with the envoys as well. Mixing alcohol and oh wow, yeah, no, that's not a good thing to do. I agree on that one. Mixing booze and ADHD meds, not a good idea. I got to take mine, but first cooking time. Nico, oh nice. Are you gonna make breakfast? That sounds good to me. I have a lot to take mine. Yeah, it's definitely a good time to take your medications, like as soon as you wake up. I've got like a long release medication that I take myself. So the earlier I take it, the more effect it has. I think for some of you guys who are regular viewers in chat, I would probably say some of you guys have probably noticed when I have a good amount of energy or brain power, as opposed to the days where I take a break from it. It does help a lot, which is great. But by the end of like 12 to 13 hours, you kind of crash. But hence the sleep pattern, or schedule, I should say. It is difficult to switch off sometimes, I agree and understand that, but sometimes it's easier to just lay in bed and just be like, do. And eventually your body will take over, which isn't great sometimes, but yeah. The game has soul to it. Indeed, it does have soul to Soulframe. It's a very, very beautiful game. I love it, personally. Hence why I do what I do. Ooh, there's a gold chest. Which one is this area? Right, so this is Dermak Undercity. Yo, I forgot about this drop. Whoops. Excuse me, right? There we go. Alright, little bud. These guys are really good to farm, by the way. If you guys are looking for spiders threads, they pretty much drop 1 to 3, so like 3 threads. Very, very good, especially up in this particular area, in the northeastern area. You can pretty much like jump into the dungeon and then run out again and just refarm them. It's a little bit faster than, say, like doing like the Neathans run. But you can do the Neathans as well if you wish. But I find generally there's quite a few of these spiders, especially specifically around this area. It's just a bit of a cheeky way to farm up stuff if you're feeling lazy and don't want to be exploring a huge amount throughout Madroth at the moment. I won't go into Durmak. I'm going to make my way back towards probably the middle area of Madroth, to be honest. Just so I can prepare for a little bit more of a leveling if we end up doing the Endless Glade. So where are we at now? Kernhold. This is also a very nice farming area. Keeping in mind, the enemies at this particular location are pretty heavy-handed, so they can be quite dangerous. Played a little bit, but never really got into it. It's felt a lot slower in movement compared to Warframe. Nico, Kako? Yeah. The combats and everything are still variably their own. Warframe's definitely its own game. That's undeniable. I really enjoy like the parkour of Warframe, the modification systems, helmet, everything that comes along with it. There's a lot of content to go through. So, yeah, it's really nice to be able to switch gears, so to speak. And granted, not every game is going to be everyone's flavor as well. There's certainly games that I've looked at and I thought, should I try that? But, you know, give something a go. You kind of figure out, do I like it or do I not? I certainly think, as soon as I saw Soulframe, I thought, yeah, this is my kind of game. For sure. Excuse-moi. I love that healing ability. I really would like to see more ode-based magic that we get access to as well. But the AoE for this particular pact as well is extremely strong. I love Rump Thump. Alright, there's the squirrels. There we go. Nice tip. Supposed to be slower? Yeah. I also need to find time if I'm to dedicate myself to another grinder game. That's true. I mean, generally, I'll give myself a time frame of how long I stream and how much I'm going to be on game. Specifically more for, like, screen time. Like, my eyes will start to, like, oh, we got a gold bunny. Roughly around, like, the 2-hour mark, I will start to kind of wither. And just need to go out and get, like, natural sunlight and get away from the screen. Hence, like, having a ton of water is awesome. You may see me imbibing food from time to time. I'd like to be able to take care of my humanic functions. Having a good cup of tea or something like that as well. So what I'll probably do, just in reference to stream time, etc., I'll probably finish off with Fort Kernhold, in all honesty. I have been, like, stream on for about almost 2 hours, which is a good amount of time, but I think it's also coming to my time of Din-Din's time. It is a little bit earlier in the afternoon, but I do like to eat a little bit earlier. Reason being is because if I eat any later, it kind of screws me up, which I really don't like. Oh no, why wasn't my soul steel working? Anywho. Alright. One more rump thump. There we go. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Come with me. I don't know if we'll get any of the fragments for the new weapons. But they do drop from these fellas. Just not that often. Another good tip though, if you are looking to this arcade as well, come to this one right next to Fort Kernhold. The entrance is right here, and then the exit is basically like right there. So you can pretty much run that event as many times as you need to for the fragments to be able to create the triune amulet, which gives you a stat boost 1 point per virtue, spirit, courage, and grace. So if you are relatively new to Soulframe, that is something that you will come across. Again, I think that's kind of like a special event that's still kind of running in the game. Not too sure when that will wrap up, in all honesty. But I'll take you guys through a run through the Fort Colonel. Hello, friends. The Matrix. The major time sink in my life is code. Writing thousands upon thousands of lines of code. That sounds like very intense, but also very cool, Nico. Kind of about actually making games and tooling for making games? Hell yeah. Actually, no, I do remember that we've spoken before. You were talking about that last time. We were having a streamy chat. Where's the shimmering shards, other than buying them from factions? Essentially, they are from the factions. Yo, that guy just got yeeted really far away. That was fun. Your factions will sell you the shards for about 3,000 standing. The way that I operated when I was with the Alga's Children, when I first started Soulframe, was I ranked up to rank 5 with Alga's Children. I bought everything that I possibly could at the time, and then I went back and I reinvested in 2 other shimmering shards. One to create the Rose's Bodkin to enter the Silent Rose, and then the other one to create the Medallion of Mora to enter Kith of Kings. My particular pathway was rank 5 Alka's Children, buy everything up, create the 2 shards, and then I went to the Kith of Kings, and then I ranked them up to 5, bought everything out, and then my last faction that I ended up with was Silent Rose. From my experience, the Silent Rose faction seemed to drop a very good amount of the blessed joineries, and I've had the most consistent luck, I would say, with RNG in consideration to, say, like rarer fragments for weapons, armor, etc. I don't have like undeniable evidence of that, but I have found a lot of the time, being part of Alka's Children or the Kith of Kings, which I'm part of now, I just wanted to test for a week and see what the RNG drop chances are like for different items in the game. And I have to admit, my drop chances seem to have changed. So I'm getting more of like the normal kind of Quicksilver joineries, the Verite, quite a lot of them being part of the Kith of Kings at the moment. So I've kept that in mind while I've been playing this week. So I don't know what the drop tables are specifically like in Soulframe, but from my experience, I have found the most effective drop chances and the best tables are generally being part of the Silent Rose faction. And also, who doesn't love hanging out with Lady Diora? Oh wow, Benerat Anara. That's a new name. I like it. Alright, let's rumble. I believe you're correct. I do bring up game dev quite often. Yeah, I love that Nico though. That's very cool. I will go back into chat a little bit because I feel like I did miss a few bits and pieces earlier. Specifically more with that Vadagar stag as well. I will moist up, yeah. I'll just take this Anara out, I think. I like the name though. You're still at rank 0? Oh, the best way to rank up your faction is to go and do the sparrow tails that appear on the screen or on your map. I'll show you in a second. You'll have a different icon to me though, Fancaster, but to be able to rank up your faction, it's relatively straightforward. Oh, okay, so you do have flame. Wonderful. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to rump up you. There we go. Oh no, you don't get to heal. No, you don't. You are very cheeky, my friend. The only thing I will say, though, with the weather root ability on this pact, it doesn't track the enemy. It's in a very specifically straight line. Ooh, Gildar polished. Okay, cool. And the 411th fragment of the Solace one. I believe that's a 2-star spirit sword. It's okay. But you'll definitely get a surplus of fragments for them. Yeah, it is a bit of a grind, but with your faction tales, you'll get a 1-star, you'll get 3 stars, which are the most rewarding, and you will get a 2-star as well. I don't have any 2 stars on the map at the moment. If you are generally relatively new as an envoy and you're leveling, just do your 1 stars until you feel confident enough when, like, understanding the virtue mechanics and how they interact with your weapons and your packs, and just building into an envoy. I think that would probably be one of the best ways to go about it, in all honesty. And I mean, the starting area essentially is this whole entire area. It is good to explore Madrath, though. So obtaining all of your world trees, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4. In the northeastern quarter, you're going to have a lot of difficulty with the enemy levels. What I would recommend, just run in. It's very similar in a way to Elden Ring. You can kind of cheat a little bit, being like a rank 0 envoy, come up and grab these trees, and then beat it, like run away. Come back down to your centralized area of where the levels are equal to your envoy level, essentially. And you could basically kind of build yourself pretty much within this area, depending on what faction you're part of. Kith of Kings is just down here, but exploration is what Soulframe's all about. Collecting your motes, checking your journals to see what fables you've got active, the codex, checking all of like your locations as well. These will translate themselves over time, but you've got to go collect motes throughout the game. You do get access to quite a few ancestors, so I don't really want to ruin that much for anyone. But also the amount of fables or quests that we have. There's enough in the game now to really kind of dive into quite a lot of content, which is great. And then you do have notes as well. But overall, you will get to a point in the game where you feel really strong, essentially. I think I've got to take out some archers, and I don't have nuts. I don't have my bow on. So I'm going to whip that one out, and then we'll take on the archers. I'm more focused on making bigger games. I never took part of a game jam myself, but it sounds fun if I ever had a team. That'd be pretty great. Honestly, like, I really do think that'd be phenomenal. Alright, let's have a look. I'll probably bring Blitzel. I'm going to put the arrow hail back on. We're going to reduce armor, and we'll increase magic armor as well. Alright, we'll do that, and then we'll take on the Malrog, and then I will probably shift off possibly later. I may do another stream, but for now I think I'll just run through this. So if you guys do have questions within, say, builds, or if there's anything that you want to see build wise, I am happy to share. Feel free to screenshot if you want to. I'm sure it will help. Come on, give me a soul. Thank you. Oh wait, it's not targeting you. Damn it. You do have to manually target enemies at some points, which is interesting. There we go. Wonderful. Alright. You're going to go down, because the passive lightning will take you up, hopefully. And then we'll take this dude out. And I'll take your soul too. Regen. Lovely. Come here. Excusez-moi. Alright, the archers are deadly. Even at low levels. Their sniping mechanic is insane. So there's one up there. Alright, what's your name? Have you got a new name? Dravel. That is a name that I recognize. Come on. There we go. Alright, see if the fly blades actually hit this dude. Come on. Eh. Nope. Okay, she's very sneaky too. Nope. Nope. Okay. I'm making this way too difficult. You should add a build tab in your Discord for us. Yeah, true, actually. I'll probably start putting some build stuff together on the YouTube. Probably starting next week, to be honest. I've just got to plan out like a whole bunch of different stuff, and then put it up on the socials. All right, Dravel, it's on. I'll probably start with like most likely like a starter build for the first 3 packs, and then that'll essentially be like a replica of what you can build into the different packs. Because once you kind of get the hang of the virtues and how they attune with the weapons, you start just figuring out, okay, I can start doing this, you know? Like the example of the Siren Pact, you know? You can reduce the duration of it, but really increase the courage output for damage, basically. So there's quite a few different... Oh, look at that. Gildor, blessed by Mora. You know what would have been even better than that, though? A Quicksilver, blessed by Mora. I'm not confident on the amount of life leech at 4% you get from the Gildor, to be honest. But yeah, I think I'll end up putting the build stuff together and chuck that in the Discord. I actually did see your message before, Bane, as well. I think on the suggestions, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is probably something that I'll have to open up a bit more, though. Current big project is a massive multiplayer focused game, but I doubt it'll be anywhere near complete, like 2035. That's crazy. Is that what you're doing at the moment, Nico? Like, working on that big project? That sounds pretty dope. Kind of feeling like the rank gathering is way slow, as I've always got 3,500 favors, but I'm accustomed to long-time grinding via Warframe already. The rank gathering does take a bit of time, but essentially the higher levels that you get to, the more reward you get in the game, essentially. So I would say overall, the more you explore, the more you get rewarded, essentially. I got 9 on the upper left and 30 on top right. Whatever those are, I've forgotten to check them. 9 on the upper left, 30 on the top right. Do you mean in your virtues, like in your tree? Vancaster? Working on and off it. I got schoolwork too, and it's a learning experience. I'm using a new engine I've never used. Yo, that's dope. Vancaster? Okay, so Spirit is based on duration of abilities, which is these. Your Courage is your damage output, and your Grace affects the range of your ability, but also the range like of these ones as well. It can affect the range of doing like the arrow hail and your ranged weapons, but also your secondaries as well. So more so the fly blades, but also the range that you can throw a melee weapon as well. Top left and top right corner on the screen. Let's have a look. Okay, so your rank is your top left, and then 30 on top right. So you've got an armor rating of 30. Yeah, that's your envoy level. That will increase over time. So the more weapons that you craft, the more materials that you gain, the more armor that you're able to craft with Tuvilcane, that will increase your overall envoy level. So that's what that one is. It's roughly about 16.5 at the moment. Yeah, That's what it seems like to me. And then these are your physical, magical, and stability defense, and that's your overall armor rating. The reason why I'm doing so much damage though with this particular pact is because this pact basically runs itself off your armor rating in the game. I can pretty much get that a lot higher if I really want to. So let's have a look. So we're at 79. Let's chuck on Odiak. The reason why I've got such a high stat and armor though is because these two totems have been maxed out as well. So it gives me 19 magic armor and 10 physical. That's why I can get a max rating of 93. As an example, I'll take all of the armor stuff off and go back down to like a base build for the envoy. So let's go with the basic armor. I'll take Odiak off. Let's do Thistlebow. And we've got nothing on the weapon. So we'll go have a look and see what it drops down to. Forget Fire and the leggings. So you'll roughly start off with, let's do not that. I'm just trying to get down to the lowest level that I can. Say, for example, you've started with Tethering. I will still have a higher rating. The only reason being is because its max bond is plus 30. You'll roughly start with about, 20-ish something armor rating. But that will increase over time. So I've just gone down to like 40. So 24 physical, 15 magic defense, and then 9 stability. But it just depends on what kind of armor that you wear as well. But also abilities and weapons. Actually, that can go lower. My pardon. I didn't take that off. So yeah, without a secondary weapon and nothing on the main weapon at all, and pretty much like an entire starter armor class for your envoy, you'll have roughly around 13 physical and 9 stability and no magical defenses at all. Where to get the 4th totem slot from, and what about the runes? The runes drop from the bosses around Midrath. So the melee rune, which is called Everflame, which is really fun. That one, you can get a drop, I believe it's from Discharged Nimrod, who we took on before, and those bosses generally roughly regenerate every 3 hours. So the reason and way that I do it is I take one boss out and then I move through the entire rotation of the bosses, and then that gives me the opportunity to get a chance at getting the runes. I was really lucky. I got the Everflame drop from Discharge Nimrod. I'm pretty sure it was like the second run or the second attempt. But also it's a max 3 rune as well. And it costs about 32,000 of harmony to be able to max this rune out to get the 100% flame damage on your weapon applied for 20 seconds as well. These are also maxed out, and that also takes harmony as well. You can do it a few ways. You can just click on here and say, hey, I've got 12 copies of this. I really don't need them. There's 250 harmony, and you can basically melt these down, and that will make your harmony economy go up. So that's the essentially the way that you can get more harmony. Is just by charming animals around Midrath and then just melting them down. Pretty much nothing. I keep 1 copy of each, but as you'll see, I've caught like 10 of these, 15 of them, 4 of those, and that will happen in any of the classes basically. So you've got your totems. I've got 92 out of 92. I don't know if I'm missing any, but you will see that they have a different name, and then up in the top right corner of the main card on the left hand side, you'll see like the magic icon, or you've got the shield, you've got long swords, you've got bows, you've got polearms, and so on. You've got 3 different tiers of your totems. Green is probably like your least effective in certain circumstances. Sometimes they can be very useful. It depends on the slots that you use. So green are not as powerful, but they're still very useful. The yellow flowers, or the yellow ringed guys, you won't start off with the 3 flowers, but you can build that to like rank 3, and so forth. So it depends, like your build can depend on a few factors, but say for example, I don't have the rune, you only have 3 slots. But once you put the rune on, which is the Everflame for melee weapons, you can choose what you want to do. So I can put like a purple red on there just for an extra boost in damage as an example. But if you've got compatible selected, that will show you what you can and can't use on that particular item as well. So I choose a lot of attack speed, I choose a lot of magic armor, and the smite chance. That one's decent, but you can change that up as well. I could even put the gopher, or sorry, the beaver in like this slot, and that will give me the smite reduces armor by 45% on enemies as well. You can heal on smite if you choose to. Perfect throws, they've got a chance to slow enemies. So any slot with any totem that you have for a particular weapon class, it will give you a different result depending on what slot you put it in. So this one's attack, this one's utility, and this one's defense. But all the runes activate 2 slots only on one particular category. So your Everflamed as your attack slot. I believe your Alka's Breath for bows does the utility, yeah, and then your magic does the defensive as well. So, which is really practical, I think, because having a magic kind of use class and having not really a lot of armor as a caster, basically you can kit yourself out and be an absolute tower of power, essentially, as a caster. So it just depends on how you like to build your envoy. And then again, I put physical and magical armor defenses up so I can really increase my armor stat to be as strong as I possibly can. I may actually take Tetherin against the Malrog, and then I'll probably wrap up as well. Got everything to 30 like Warframe? Yeah, essentially. You can reforge items too, and all you've got to do is spend a little bit of materials and currency, and you're pretty well sorted. So depending on what rune, it will give you 2 in the achievement. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've almost up. Thank you, Catgirl. I definitely needed that. All right, Ben. Enjoy your rest time as well, if you're still here to hear me say that. If not, sweet dreams. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Where to get willow wisps? Does they need the cloud crawl potion to able to trash Nimrod? I would generally check more of like the forest areas. That is something I did say that I was going to do, is see if we can find a willow wisp or willow ring to show you exactly what that will do and how to get the willow wisps and the willow wings to build the cloud crawl potion. So I'll see if I can go find one for you, and then we can finish up. So I just want to beat up Malrog, and then we'll go find a willow wing, hopefully nearby. They're not super easy to find. They just kind of show up. Blessed by Safine. That's not too bad. I would still love a Quicksilver one in the joineries though. Alright, let's go have a look. They generally show up within like a vast amount of vegetation area, so there's no guaranteed location where the willow wings will show up, but that is something that I'm going to look at putting a short up for, so I'll probably do that this afternoon. So thank you for asking that question as well, Vencaster, because the idea was there, and now I have a reason even more so to go put a short up on the socials. Okay, perfect. There's one right here. All right. I am going to add the socials link in there for you guys as well. So if you choose to join Discord, etc., you're more than welcome to. I do quite a bit of short stuff for Soulframe. So the best approach with the willow wings is to crawl up to them. Be sneaky, sneaky. Find the really big one in the middle, and then you've got to pick up the willow wings. It can drop up to 2, sometimes 3 willow wings. And then use your soul sight, and then you can find the willow fronds as well. This isn't a guaranteed location that these guys will always show up. But that's how to get your willow wings for the Cloud Quell potion. I believe you need about 3 to be able to do that. So we'll go see Verminia and see if we can make a Cloud Quell potion. I'm pretty sure that I can. So that was epic timing on that question on the willow wings as well. And luckily enough, there was one that was spawned near Fort Kernhold. So to brew your hues, or the Cloud Quell potion, just come over to the left of the UI. I need 1 more willow wing, unfortunately. You do need to go get Weeping Driss. That one, I believe, is a good location. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that Birdie's Bog is quite good for Weeping Driss. It's quite common all the way through Madrath, so you will find lots of it. So you need 20 of those. And then Toe of Ode is definitely from Birdie's Bog, so I'll show you guys that on the map. And then I will probably wrap up with you guys as well. Birdie's Bog is all the way down here on the western part of the map. Roughly like from Ulmul, where the Alka's Children Enclave is, just run southeast, and that's where you'll find a lot of the Toes Ode mushrooms. You do find quite a lot there. It's more of like a mid-level area, which is relatively good. You won't get overwhelmed by enemies too much. You will find a lot of encampments though around this area. Specifically, where is that encampment? There's definitely an encampment roughly around, like, I think it's this area. There's a ton of enemies that you can go farm up experience from, and they're not super high level. Fort Carlisle and Fort Kernhold, however, these 2 locations do spawn a lot of enemies. Just keep in mind, they can be like up to level 30. So for a level, 1, 2, or 3 envoy, it can be a bit of a task as well. Shustifero, hello, how are you? I think that pretty much concludes the stream for this afternoon, though. I really hope that you guys have garnered some good information from here, and I've certainly enjoyed sharing it with you guys. So I will probably be doing another stream tomorrow morning. I don't have the stream up, so if you see me online and I'm playing Soulframe, come say hi. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you guys and sharing you guys information, knowledge, the systems, how all of the different virtues interact with your packs, your armor, etc. Everything that we've covered. So just want to play the game and I can't find codes. Shustifero, I would say go sign yourself up to soulframe.com, make yourself an account, connect your Twitch, and go check out the Soulframe Discord. And they should give you some information on when their next Envoy Hour is. And then once you watch that for 30 minutes, that will give you a code for the game. That is the best way to get a code for the game. It is on PC. I will stipulate that. It is on Steam Deck as well, so it's not quite on consoles just yet. It's still within the preludes phase as well, so it's still fairly new as well. But if you guys choose to, jump into the link tree as well. Check out some of the social stuff I chuck up there. And if you guys have got any questions or anything too, feel free to just sift through the shorts videos as well. If there's something that you like, let me know. Dropping likes and comments, that helps a lot. So, sorry, you said within 30 minutes asking there. Yeah. Shustifero, when they have the Envoy Hour, I would say check out the Soulframe Discord. Actually, I might just pull it for you now. So this one's the public Discord for Soulframe as well. Where can I do that? Actually, I'll just pull it from the... There we go. This one should work there for you. There we go. Oh, well, that's the Warframe. Sorry. I need the Soulframe one. There we go. Alright. I'll just whack that in there. I think that's channel. Let's have a look. Right. I'm just trying to pull the links off Discord for you. GG. And there we go. Alright. I'll probably whack these into actual links for you guys too. But follow the GG play Soulframe. And that one's the public Discord. You should be able to accept the invite. And then they basically give you all of the information that you need for the connection of your creation of your Soulframe account through the website. You watch on Twitch, but then go back to your Soulframe account management in soulframe.com once you've got your code, and then you can copy and paste it, put it into the redeem section via the website, and that will give you access to the client to play the game. Next drop is the dev stream, November 14th. Indeed, I wait, and you did mention that before. Thank you very much. You are correct on that. So the dev stream is next Friday, which is dope. So I'm looking forward to what they've got to cook up, especially with Soulframe. So yeah, I think that's pretty much a wrap from me today, though. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. I really hope that you guys have garnered at least some sort of information, things that are helpful. And yeah, I'll start looking at doing some starter builds for you guys as well. And depending on like where you guys start, don't think that the first pact that you choose is going to lock you in. That's not necessarily how it works. It just boosts a basic stat, whichever pact that you choose. So courage is Tetherin, the spirit user is Oshielda, which is my personal favorite because that's the one that I chose, and grace, which is Siren. Don't think the choice that you make at the beginning of the game is going to hold you forever. It doesn't. You do eventually get access to the rest of these packs as well. It just depends on what you like to start with. These are all the starter packs. They're all very good. They're all very viable. But I really chose this one personally because I really like the stone. Elder Bloom is extremely useful. It's a very strong healing ability, and Phantom Flock is very fun. So, but Tetherin also very great. You start up with a longsword. Fellist, that applies a application of poison, if you will, to the first ability, and it lasts for 5 hits. So no matter what your spirit duration is, that will last forever basically until you actually use it all. Call of the Ancients, really cool, gives you increased damage, increased defense, really fun. And Clash, it's basically just kind of a get away from me kind of technique. And then Siren is quite good as well. Pictrix Powder, it's kind of like if you played Warframe, you know, Excalibur, say like Radial Blind, that's what essentially this one does. Trick of the Light is kind of like Loki's Decoy, and then Glamour, you just turn into a little butterfly and you can hide from enemies, which is pretty cool. So I'll probably do like an introductory video on the choices of these and, you know, which ones are good for your playstyle. So whichever one you start with, you don't get locked into it. You just get a base bonus stat to whichever virtue that you choose. So I chose Spirit, so I always have a base minimum Spirit point that will always stay with me, which is good. So yeah, I hope that helps you guys as well. So it looks like that we've got an ad break, which we can minimize because I'm going to say ciao for now. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope to see you guys, hopefully, tomorrow morning my time. So I'll work on a few things tonight. And yeah, I'll be back in Soulframe tomorrow. So ciao for now. Hopefully we skip the ads. And take care of yourselves, rehydrate and sleep well. And eat well and be well. Ciao for now.